Hello guys and welcome back to the TheRS Weekly Podcast with me, Reese.
And me, Sam.
Welcome, how are you doing?
Good, mate. I'm looking forward to this one. It's
Yep.
the last one for the Bundesliga.
Good man. We bring this podcast to you in partnership with 6media.co.uk.
Yep, we surely do.
Our little mate Gareth.
Yeah, we'll leave a link down in the description for anyone that wants to get involved.
Yeah, we'll leave
any logos, any business designs or anything. I'll leave a link.
that you need. He's your man. We will leave the link in the description below.
It's a bit upsetting, this one, really, because it's the last time I'm going to talk about Bundesliga.
Yeah, the last time for this year, well, maybe not this year, but the last time of the season, we are predicting the Bundesliga results. Match day 34.
It is, mate. Before we start, congratulations to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, congratulations through gritted teeth to Bayern Munich. They've been the best team, and especially since Christmas, really. They've kind of just gone from strength to strength. They've been brilliant this year, to be fair. Especially, like as I said, since the turn of Christmas, I think they've only lost, what is it? They've won 20-odd games. They've only drawn 2 or something.
Stupid like that. Yeah.
They've been brilliant, to be fair.
I mean, towards the start of the season, they were horrendous.
Well, Kovac obviously lost his job just after Christmas, which is a bit of a shame, really. I don't really think they give him enough time, but it's because they were so far behind in the Bundesliga. Bayern just expect to win it every year.
Yeah.
So if they don't, it's like, well, we'll get rid of him then. We'll get someone else in.
Off your pops.
Yeah, pretty much. Off you Popski.
Shall we get into the last predictions of the Bundesliga then?
Yeah, this podcast is going to be a little bit shorter, guys, because we are just racing through the predictions, really.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Yes, let's start off with the first one.
Augsburg versus Red Bull Leipzig. What are you saying, Samuel?
Well, before we do, I'd just like to say Ben and Jack aren't getting involved in this one due to...
they've been a bit... But Ben's just started a new job, Jack's been moving home, getting stuff sorted with that, so they haven't joined in with it, so it is just me and Samuel flying the nest as a pair.
Congratulations to Ben on his new job, and congratulations to
Jack on his new home.
But I didn't want to ask him this week due to the fact... Obviously, they're both busy and stuff.
Yeah, they've just got other stuff going on. Yeah. But the show must go on, my friend.
Mate, and we're still here, still fighting through it.
So, Samuel, what are you saying for Augsburg versus Red Bull Leipzig?
I'm going to go 2-0 Leipzig. I think Werner's going to get both of them.
Do you reckon? Last game?
Just to say goodbye to Leipzig.
Yeah.
There you go, there's your 2 goals.
Good show.
Thank you very much for making me a man.
I fancy... I am going to put a bet on Werner to score on Saturday. I do think he'll score. Leipzig, at the end of the day, Leipzig do really need to win to cement third place. Mönchengladbach are on 62 points and Leipzig are on 63, and Leipzig sitting third. But if Leipzig finish fourth, they'll have to qualify for the Champions League. Whereas if they finish in the top 3, they'll get in to the group stage. But, and this is a big but, the problem is for Leipzig next year, with the way that the leagues are going this year, they're going to be in with at least 2 top teams next year in the group stage because of where they finished in the league. And I think this is the problem for a team like Leipzig. If they lose a few players in the summer, they're going to find it very, very difficult next year. Because they could be in with teams like Juventus, Barcelona or Real Madrid, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? All of them is a possibility because they're top seeds, because they finished top of their league. It could be very tough for Leipzig, but I do fancy him to get a win. Werner to say his farewell. I think he's only been there 2 or 3 years, but he's been a good servant for Leipzig.
And he's been there. I'm sure he said on his Instagram he's been there 4 years. Thank you for amazing. Either way, he's done.
Potentially, yeah. But point being, look, at the end of the day, he's done well. He's improved so much as a footballer in that 4 years, and that's all down to Leipzig. Look, people have different opinions about the brand and how it started, and they've they say bought their way into the Bundesliga. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that because they've still got to go through the system the same as everybody else has, but they've done very well this year. Just falling short, really. I mean, if you look. To say that Christmas Leipzig were top of the league, they're now 16 points behind Bayern. And they're 6 away from Dortmund after losing at the weekend at home to Dortmund. which they needed to go into second place. And I'm very happy that Dortmund won that game, to be fair. Leipzig were poor. But I've gone for a 2-1 Leipzig win. I am going to put a fiver on Werner to score this weekend. I do fancy him to score and kind of go out in style.
I think he'll score, mate.
Well, he usually does, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he'll score.
I mean, 26 league goals this year.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one, mate. Unfortunately, Werder Bremen got relegated.
Yes, bit of a sad day, really. Bit of a sad day for the Bundesliga.
Isn't it mad to think that Werder Bremen were such a big team back in the day?
Yeah.
And now they're going down to the Bundesliga too.
Yeah, it is a shame. I think, and we've said it before on podcast, Sam, it just shows you how far you can fall.
Yeah.
It does show you how far you can fall very, very quickly. It's a massive shame. Of course it is.
It's upsetting, mate, because Werder Bremen was such a big team. I
was.
remember him ringing, is it Closer or whatever his name is, brought him through.
Yeah.
They brought some big players and that through, mate, and it's such a shame to see Werder Bremen where they are or where they're going to be next season. It's going to be weird about talking now.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad. I honestly, and people think because we're in England we wouldn't take, but I remember growing up as a kid watching Werder Bremen when they had a team and they was in the Champions League, they'd won the league. It's that turnaround of a football club and it can happen. It's happened to so many teams, and especially, look at Hamburg. Hamburg being one of the biggest teams with the biggest history in the Bundesliga going down. And alright, fair enough, they're going to come back up this year, I think. I will double check the table for the second Bundesliga, but just shows you how far a team can fall, mate, I'm afraid. It's a pretty sad day though. There'll be some sad people at that football club. Yeah. For sure.
Well, let's go into the predictions then, mate.
Yeah, you said 1-1 and I said 1-1. It's hard to say really. You'd like to think Bremen are going to want to go out on a high, but they're playing Cologne, who aren't an easy team to play against. They don't roll over. I'd like to. My heart's telling me that I want Bremen to at least go out with a win, but I don't know if they. I called it as a draw. There's not a lot of quality between the teams, really.
No, definitely, mate. I think that's another reason why I've said 1-1. I can't see Jordi Claessy and that being there next season. Is it Jordi Claessy?
David Claessy.
David Claessy, sorry. I can't see him being there next season. I can't see. I can't see a few of them.
Well, there's Davy Selke.
That's his name.
Davy Selke, who came from Leipzig.
Yeah.
Gone out to get first team football. Joined Bremen. I can't see him being there, to be honest.
There's so many players there that, like you just said, so many players there that ain't going to be there next season.
I know. It kind of depends what they do in the summer. Well, I say in the summer. It kind of depends what they do in the off season, because that could be key to them where they're going to finish next year when they're trying to get promoted again, because they can't afford to spend more than 1 year. To be honest, they need to come straight back up, in my opinion, as a football club, to be able to bounce back properly. But they can't spend more than 1 year in the second Bundesliga, because if they do, I don't know when they'll come back up again. Because you think you might be able to retain a few players next year if you kind of go full throttle on it and say, right, no, we are going back up this year. We're going to keep the same squad. We're going to tighten the ship a little bit with wages and stuff. Bear with us. We will go back up. You never know. You don't know what the chairman's planning, do you? You don't know what the owner's thinking.
No, I agree with what you're saying. Mate. Bremen have to come straight back up. Such a big team like Bremen, they have to come straight back up. Yeah,
I think so. I guess we'll just find out in due course, really, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a sad day, mate. Yeah. Sad day for the Bundesliga. Team like Bremen going down, but the show goes on.
It does, mate.
Moving on to the next game, Borussia Dortmund versus Hoffenheim. You've gone against the grain on this one.
I have, mate, because the last time out against Mainz, or before Leipzig against Mainz, they were horrendous at home. They didn't even look like scoring. I've gone 2-1 Hoffenheim. I really can see Hoffenheim beating them.
I've gone for 2-1 Dortmund, but what I will say before we before we move on to the next game. This does totally depend on what team Dortmund are going to put out because now they've sewn up second place.
They might just play the youngsters.
You don't know if Sancho's going to play because there's still talk cropping up of him, as there always seems to be. Erling Haaland, don't know if he's going to play or not. I'd imagine he will, but you don't know what Lucien Favre is thinking, do you? You don't know if he's thinking right.
I think Goetze will play because it's his last game for him.
And that's I wanted to mention that, and I'm glad you've just brought that up. Mario Goetze, it has not worked for him in his second spell. No, it's not worked for him since going back. But what a footballer!
Yeah,
and another one that through medical conditions, what we've discussed before, and you didn't actually realise, and I said to you, no, he's got a problem. He's got a serious medical condition.
I knew he'd had a problem. Like he was out for a year or something.
Yeah, I mean, you seen him. His face was ballooned. Yeah. He'd put on a lot of weight. He's at, I can't remember the scientific name, but he has got a medical condition where it affects his weight and it's up and down all the time. It's not Crohn's disease or anything like that, but it's something similar. He suffered, and nobody knew what was wrong with him. And he just started feeling really unwell. This was when he came back, and he couldn't get himself fit. He was like, I remember seeing something in one of the on Facebook. It was like a link to a German newspaper, but it was translated into English, and it basically just said that like Goetze cannot find his way back into the team. But this was under Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, yeah.
When Thomas Tuchel was there, he just couldn't find his way back into the team. And people was like, you know what it's like when a footballer hits the highest high, scoring the winning goal in the World Cup final, to the lowest, not even playing. Do you know what I mean? And kind of they said what's happened to him, and then it kind of explained what he's been going through. The lad's had a rough time.
Question for you. There's a question for the viewers as well. Mm-hmm. Where do you think he'll end up next season?
I have no idea. He'll have plenty of offers.
Right. Let's say he goes to the Premier League.
I don't know.
Where's he going?
I can't know. Honestly, Sam, I don't know because I don't think he will go to the Premier League. I don't think the way his body is now and at the age he's at, I don't think he could handle the Premier League.
I think he could.
I don't think.
And do you know where I think he would go? I think he'd slide straight into Wolves. I think he'd slide straight in there.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm finding it hard to be able to answer that question because I don't think he will. I think he'll go abroad somewhere.
Like America or something.
Honestly, I'm not even joking. I could see him playing in China or America. Because he's at that stage of his career now. He's won a league with Dortmund. He won 2 leagues with Dortmund. He won the league with Bayern repetitively. Guardiola didn't fancy him for whatever reason. He then goes back to Dortmund. It's just not worked for him, mate. It's not worked at all.
Isn't it mad to think though he scored the winning goal for Germany?
And he was one of the best players.
Exactly.
And honestly, in the first... I remember watching clips of Goetze when he first came through on the scene when Dortmund won their back-to-back league titles, and this we're talking like 2010. He was their best player by a mile. And I also remember him sitting out the Champions League final against Munich because he'd agreed the deal to go to Munich. He was sat in the stands and Dortmund equalised. He didn't know who to cheer for. He was like, you could see him. The camera kept going to him, kept panning on his face, and he was like, "What do I do? Am I supposed to celebrate for Dortmund or Munich scoring?" Do you know what I mean? But that's what I remember of Goetze being one of the best players in the Bundesliga, if not the best one at the time, to what he is now. And his ability is still there, but he doesn't look the same player. You can just see it in him. It's a massive shame, mate. I honestly don't know where I could see him going to China or America. I really could.
Well, I think he'll start. I also think the man who has been out for a while, I think Royce will start.
Royce has got to play. If they don't play him, because he is back in training, and we saw it the other week, didn't we, on their Instagram page, that he is back in training and he's ready to play. He's got to play, mate. Because he's not going anywhere. He's not going to leave Dortmund. What's the point in him leaving now? They love him. Do you know what I mean? He's a great footballer. They love him there.
He's a Dortmund man, born and
bred,
he's
a Dortmund man, mate. He always has been. Yeah. When everyone else jumped ship and bailed, he stayed. And that says a lot. To be honest, just quickly to wrap up the Goetze thing, I honestly don't know. Be honest, where do you see him ending up?
It's hard, mate.
Could you see?
It's hard because, like you just said, he's not physically stable enough for the Premier League, but I think he is. I'm going to say he'll either be at Wolves or he'll be in America. And maybe go to David Beckham's boys. Maybe.
Well,
because David Beckham's got money to chuck at him.
Well,
they're going to get him on a free.
The brand itself, Inter Miami, have a lot of money.
Exactly.
Because it's not just Beckham's money that's going into that. There's a lot of people involved in that.
So that's where
He won't be...
I don't think he'll go China.
Possibly not, but do you see, along them lines, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, mate.
I can't, unless he goes to a lower end Bundesliga side.
Maybe.
I can't see him playing in the top leagues in Europe because I can't see anybody wanting to take him. That's the problem.
The thing is, though, you've also got to think about his wages. Who's going to afford to pay his wages?
But then again, at that stage of his career, you've got to think. We obviously don't know what Götze is thinking. I'd love to have it. I'd love to be able to ask him questions. Because I love Götze, I've always rated him as a player, but I just don't think he's built for the top leagues in Europe anymore. I don't think his body could handle it, which is a shame. But I hope he proves me wrong. I do. I hope he proves me wrong. Honestly, hand on heart, I hope he does.
But no, back to mine, mate. I think he'll be either worst at Wolves, or I reckon he'll end up in America somewhere. So yeah, let's finish off the Dortmund one. You said 2-1 Dortmund and I said 2-1 Hoffenheim.
Yeah. Moving on to the next fixture, Eintracht Frankfurt at home to Paderborn.
I think it's going to go in one way, mate.
Well, I can't see a Paderborn win, put it that way.
No, I agree with you, mate. I agree. Paderborn are down and out now. They've been down and out for a while, mate.
So what did you say on the predictors?
I said 3-1 Frankfurt.
Yeah, and I said 2-0.
I think Andre Silva's going to get 2 of them.
Oh, I like it.
I think he'll get 2 of them, mate. The way he's been playing, and we've said it for the past 4 podcasts about the Bundesliga, it's been on fire, finally.
Yeah.
He's finally got form, and he's finally scoring for Frankfurt, and it's what Frankfurt have needed. It was like it when he was at... Well, he never got the opportunity at AC Milan.
Not really.
When he was at Porto, he was banging goals in for fun.
He was their wonder kid.
He went to AC Milan, didn't work out for him. He's gone to Frankfurt.
Well, it's been a good revitalised his career really.
Yeah.
To go along with Andre Silva, I think what will be key if they keep him and they keep Kamada.
Yeah.
Because Kamada has been constantly supplying him with goals. Like, it's actually astonishing to see the amount of assists they've got between the two of them. Frankfurt could go places next year. I like them as a club, mate. I think they're good. I do want. They've got a great stadium, a good fan base. It's a big city as well, Frankfurt. It's a big place.
Question for you.
Yes, mate.
Do you reckon Jovetic will go back?
Jovetic? Do you mean Jovic?
Jovic, sorry.
No.
You don't reckon?
No, because they can't afford him. Real Madrid are not going to want to sell him for a massive cut price on what they pay.
But why would you have someone there who's not playing and just sat there on wages?
Sam, we both know that it doesn't work like that. Real Madrid is an establishment and a business, mate, more than a football club.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see your guys' thoughts on that one. Hopefully, you guys can agree with us and that. But yeah, I think Frankfurt are going to be too strong for Paderborn. I mean, Paderborn are down and out now. Yeah, I think they were down and out a while back.
Yeah, I'd say months ago they was down and out, to be honest, because they never looked like they had enough quality to get out of it.
Yeah.
I've gone for a Frankfurt home win. I fancy him to finish the season strong, and I also fancy him to start well next year.
Definitely, mate. Moving on then. Let's move on to the next game. Freiburg versus Schalke.
Oh, dearie me.
Yet again, we are going to discuss Schalke because fucking poor result from them again at the weekend.
Yeah, and they was terrible.
There was fucking terrible, mate. That if we was talking midway through the season about Schalke, I would be fucking laying into them because they have been piss poor this second half of the season. They have been horrendous. I have never seen a Schalke side so fucking bad like this Schalke side.
No.
David Wagner wants to count himself lucky he's still in his fucking job. He does. He wants to count himself very lucky because what is going on behind closed doors at Schalke needs fucking sorting out because that is horrendous is what is going on there.
We've said this away from the podcast before, and I don't know, it's not necessarily a question, but what I want to put to you, what do you think is actually going on at Schalke? Because to me, there's something not right.
No, there is. I agree with you, mate.
Something's changed between the last game before the winter break and after it. Something's changed.
Something has happened.
Because no way does a team take a nosedive like Schalke have after being pretty decent in the first half of the season. Nobody takes a nosedive like that unless there's something wrong at the football club, whether that be the ownership or whether that be...
But do you reckon it's the ownership? Or do you reckon it's behind closed doors behind staff and that?
I think it's a bit of both, I'll be honest. We're not... Look, Sam, at the end of the day, we're not privy to the information we don't know. We can only speculate on the podcast. But... there's got to be something wrong. There's got to be. I mean, the playing staff, they've got a lot of loan players in. They've got at least 3 loan players that are all going to go back next season. Matondo being one of them. The small winger from Chelsea. Matondo's going to go back. Todibo is going to go back to Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the players from?
I think Schalke are going to struggle a lot next season. They are. And especially if they keep David Wagner as well. If they keep David Wagner...
Yeah, but... On the other hand, do you not think that Wagner deserves a chance to put it right?
No. I don't think
Interesting.
I don't think he should be, mate. I agree. I'm sick of talking about Schalke, and I can't wait for this Bundesliga to end because I'm sick of talking about them. When they start picking points up next season and finally finding a rhythm, then I'll praise Schalke. But for now, I just cannot talk about them anymore.
I do think there's problems at that football
There
club.
is problems.
There's clearly something there that's not right. I listened to John Joe Kenny, who was obviously on loan from Everton.
No, he ain't. He signed him. He signed for him.
But I listened to his interview a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how they've been in the set. He was like, yeah, obviously we're really disappointed. I can't help but feel, Sam, grow some balls as a footballer. Stop saying the diplomatic thing. Stop sitting on the fence with it. Say what you really think.
Yeah, come out.
We've been shit. Be honest. Because fans get so bored of listening to the same mundane crap all the time.
It's not even that though, mate, but fans are paying their hard-earned money to go and watch that shit. They are.
Well, not since lockdown. But
well,
yeah.
no, but you know what I'm saying? If that happens next season, Schalke are in big fucking trouble. And I mean big trouble, because them fans will not want to go and watch that.
No.
Anyway, let's get off that. Let's go on to the score predictions. I said 2-1 Freiburg.
And I said 1-0 Freiburg.
I have gone with Schalke to score, because I think they will score.
Are you willing to put money on that, Sam?
No, but I do. No, I'm not. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I'm sick of talking about Schalke. Let's move on to the next game anyway. Bayer Leverkusen versus Mainz. What's your thinking on this, mate? I mean, I know what you've said.
Well, Leverkusen need to win, really. I mean, Leverkusen are in 5th place. They can actually still finish in 4th and get a Champions League spot.
I hope they do.
But it all depends on what Gladbach do and what Leipzig do. But, more Mönchengladbach, really, because Leipzig, although they're only 3 points above Leverkusen, they've got a superior goal difference. I mean, Leipzig are plus, just quickly looking at this, they're plus 43 on the goal difference, Leipzig are. So Leverkusen are only on plus 16, so they're never going to catch them. So it all kind of depends on what Gladbach do, really. And whether Gladbach can beat Hertha Berlin at home. Because if Gladbach do win or take a point, then they will finish above Leverkusen on goal difference. It'd be interesting to see, really. I mean, for this one, I went for a 1-1 draw. Only because Mainz are now safe, but Leverkusen, to be fair, it's a bit contradictory because I could see a Leverkusen win, really, because Leverkusen have got something to play for.
Exactly.
Mainz haven't. Obviously, with Mainz now being safe, 7 points above the drop zone. Do you know, funnily enough, Dusseldorf and it's Augsburg who've ended up finishing 15th. Out of all the teams...
Dusseldorf?
Yeah, Dusseldorf finished 16th on 30 points. They're in the relegation playoff. And just above them in 15th, Augsburg, 36 points.
Wow.
They fell quite badly.
Yeah,
but You went for a 2-1 Leverkusen win. Explain.
Yeah, I think Leverkusen are going to be strong at home. I think Kai Havertz is going to pull the strings for him. I do. I think he'll be the man to provide the goals and maybe get a goal himself.
What do you think? Where's he going? Is he staying or is he going?
Yeah, he's going.
Do I stay or do I?
He's going. Where's he going? Maybe Chelsea, because there's rumours about it because of what happened. And if you haven't seen it, when Timo Werner signed for Chelsea, he liked Timo Werner's post. He also then went and liked Chelsea's post.
Yeah, but do you not? Think that's reading into it a bit too much? Any player can go on any social media page.
He also then went and followed Chelsea on Instagram. So this is also controversial. You don't know what's going on. But
can't you just let me have my moment and hope that he's not going to Chelsea? Can't you just let me have my moment?
I can, but that I reckon.
Fucking hell, Chelsea is buying everybody.
He's not going to be at Leverkusen next season. I'm telling you now.
Well,
he won't be there.
It's looking unlikely, isn't it?
It could be Bayern Munich, could be Chelsea, could be your boys, could be Liverpool. It could be United. It could be anyone.
United won't buy him. No,
I don't think he will. I don't think they will because Man United got a strong midfield, but. It could go anywhere.
Well, I mean...
He could even go to fucking Barcelona. You never know with Barcelona.
Well, to be fair, I mean...
He could end up at Real Madrid. You don't... The thing is, mate, you don't know because nothing has come out and officially said anything.
It doesn't help because he's not said anything either.
Exactly.
He's not declared his future. No. Maybe he wants to do it behind cloak, which is fine. And I'd probably appreciate it more if he did that because it just gives the papers fuel for the fire, doesn't it? We say, he's going to Liverpool, he's signed a pre-con. Oh, shut up. Just let it happen.
Back to you then. Same question you just asked me. Where's he going to be next season?
Anywhere apart from Leverkusen?
He ain't going to be at Leverkusen.
I can't see it now. I think
big clubs are going to come sniffing for him.
There's too much interest in him for it to just be rumours. There's too much interest.
Isn't it mad though to think he's 21 years old, he's the captain of Bayern Leverkusen, and you've got clubs coming in for you, raking money in for you.
Well, you're obviously going to go, aren't you?
Of course you are, mate. As a 21-year-old, you are going to go to a big club.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Bayern.
Exactly, but is that really a challenge for yourself, going to Bayern Munich?
Yeah, but it depends what he sees, doesn't it?
I agree with what you're saying, but do you reckon he'll want to go for a new chapter in like the Premier League or like something?
Oh yeah, I could understand if he wanted to do that.
That's where I think he'll be. I think he'll be in the Premier League. I don't know where he'll be. I think he'll be in the Premier League. Make sure you guys let us know about that one as well, because I generally do believe he'll be in the Premier League next season. Don't know where, but he'll be in the Premier League. 100%.
Well, I'd imagine, and it wouldn't surprise me, and I'll stand by this as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Pep Guardiola took and think he could slot into our midfield very easy with David Silva.
Yes, I was about to say that, especially with David Silva going as well. Yeah, maybe.
It would not surprise me at all. I think he'd be perfect for City.
Oh, he would. It's like straight into that
because,
squad.
And one thing that'll go in his favour, because he can play a few different positions, he can play off the right, he can play up the top in a pair, he could probably play on his own because he's a big lad, and not a target man, but he could hold the ball up. He's more than capable of bringing people into play. He can play as a number 10. He could play as a central midfielder. Do you know what I mean? Like Guardiola, I could see him. He's kind of player.
He's a Guardiola player, isn't he?
I could see it. Honestly,
but
I'd prefer it if he did go to City. Believe me.
But yeah, it's Leverkusen. We've gone with this one. We've gone Leverkusen. Well, I went 2-1 Leverkusen, and you went 1-1
draw. Moving on to the next one, guys. Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Hertha Berlin. Explain.
Gladbach need 3 points here.
They
need 3 points. I've said 2-1 Gladbach, and I think Alisson Play will get both of them.
Ooh.
I really do.
Depends if Thuram plays, I think. I'm not sure with him going off against Munich. I'm not sure if he's fit yet.
Maybe. But, pardon me. Gladbach need 3 points. And I mean, they need them big 3 points.
Well, they do. Because if Gladbach lose and Leverkusen win, they take fourth.
Exactly.
So they do need... Well, they need at least a point. Because their goal difference is better than Leverkusen's anyway. But don't forget, it also comes down to a head-to-head record.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's if your goal difference is the same, then it goes down to head-to-head records. Yeah, I mean, what a big game for Gladbach.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big game. A very, very big game, that. Especially last game of the season. It is. So, You said 2-2 this game. Explain this one.
I can just see it being goals. I think if Thuram does play, I fancy him to get one. Hertha Berlin, I also think they've got capabilities to score, mate, to be honest. I can see them scoring. Gladbach aren't the most solid defensively. I mean, the defensive record isn't bad by any stretch, but they've conceded 39 goals this year,
Jesus.
which is more than, apart from Leverkusen, which is more than any of the top four. And I think if they could cut that out, they'd be right up there. Maybe not over the season, but they definitely give teams a good game. Teams like your Dortmunds and Leipzig. Bayern proved too strong over the season, and that's the difference between all of them, that Bayern will do it consistently week after week. Dortmund one week might go lose at Werder Bremen, but then they'll beat Schalke 4-0 at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the team that Dortmund are at this moment in time. I guess I could say, I don't know, I just kind of went for goals in this one, mate, to be honest. But, predict bold for the end of the season.
Yeah, it's understandable, mate. It's understandable. So, I think Gladbach definitely need the 3 points in this one. I do.
Yeah, 100%, mate. No doubt about it. A draw will probably do it for him, but I think they prefer a win.
Yeah, it depends what happens at Leipzig, at Leverkusen.
Mm.
Got 2 games left. Got Union Berlin, Dusseldorf, and Wolfsburg, Bayern.
Well, as far as games to finish the season, I certainly won't be watching Union Berlin versus Dusseldorf.
Let's get into this one then. I said 1-1. You said 1-1.
Mm-hmm. What else can I say?
There's nothing really else to say about this game. They're both down. Well, Union Berlin have they gone down?
No.
Or they're fighting to go down?
No. Believe it or they're 8 points ahead of Dusseldorf. Believe it or not, Union Berlin are in 12th spot on 38 points, and Dusseldorf are in 16th on 30 points. Now, the gap between Dusseldorf and Augsburg, who are the team above them, is 6 points. So Augsburg can't be caught now, but Dusseldorf will obviously. You see, this is the kind of thing that I wanted to cover. It gets a little bit complicated because if Bremen win their last game, and they are playing Cologne at home, if Dusseldorf lose and Bremen win, Bremen can still stay up in the Bundesliga, because if Bremen win and Dusseldorf lose, Bremen will play the playoff game against the team that's finished third in the second Bundesliga.
Oh, so they've not actually gone down then?
No. Just as a kind of side plot. So Bremen can actually still stay up, I think.
Right.
Now, I could be wrong on this. I will have to double check. I could be very misinformed here. But there's 2 points between Bremen and Dusseldorf, and it does say here that it's a relegation playoff.
Right. So it's third in German second league versus
the team that finishes third bottom.
I don't agree with that.
It's wrong, isn't it? Because if you deserve to finish where you do, whether you get promoted or relegated, you shouldn't have a playoff game to decide if you stay up or if a team goes up. They're there on merit. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be. I don't agree with that system. I don't like it at all.
I agree with what you're saying.
I don't like it.
That shouldn't happen. It shouldn't. But not really a lot to talk about this Union Berlin game versus Dusseldorf. So there were the results for that one. Let's go to the last game then. Let's go on to the champions of Germany. Bayern Munich versus Wolfsburg.
Yeah, you went bold on this one.
No, I've gone.
Well, I say bold. When Bayern are involved, it's not really bold. Although, I will say, I've just double-checked the league table. If Bayern do win 4-0, as you've predicted, that's their 100 goals for the season. They're on 96.
Jeez.
They've got a goal difference of plus 64.
Wow.
So, if they win 4-0, as you predicted, they finish the season with 100 goals and 82 points.
And you said 3-1.
Well, I said 3-1. Look, I think Bayern are too strong for Wolfsburg. Bayern, look, we can say about team that they're going to pick and whatever. They could pick a second team and they'd probably still win. So,
do you want to earn some easy money? Do you want a bag of 5 on Lewandowski to score as well? Because you can guarantee he's going to score.
Well, it depends if he plays. Depends if he
Yeah,
plays,
yeah,
mate,
true.
doesn't it? Totally depends if he plays. It really does. I still fancy him to win. Wolfsburg are now cemented their place in the Europa League for next year. Pretty good finish for Wolfsburg, really.
Yeah.
Respectable.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Wolfsburg.
After them having a stinking season, I think it was last year before, they nearly went down. Very, very close to going down, Wolfsburg.
Mad.
They've turned the ship around and they look half decent. I think they do alright in the Europa League.
So there were our last predictions for the Bundesliga.
Yeah, the last predictions. I just wanted to quickly say, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure doing the Bundesliga since it's come back. Me and Sam have put a lot of hard work and a lot of thought into what we've done. And we wanted to kind of give people a bit of a positive, and especially with the lockdown. Yeah, alright, fair enough, it's been eased a little bit now. But at the time, it was pretty much doom and gloom, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything. We was just staying indoors all the time, and we thought, do you know what? Now we're doing it. Because we just wanted to give people something back. Do you know what I mean? We wanted to give people a little bit, something to listen to in lockdown, even if it's just for an hour, half hour, it doesn't matter. That's the reason why we started the podcast, and well, because we love football, really. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. I mean, obviously, you'll have your own opinion, Sam, but I've absolutely loved covering the Bundesliga, and I'll continue to watch it next season.
I didn't watch much Bundesliga towards the start of the season, but I used to listen to it. Not like listen to the results and that I used to say. But ever since this lockdown's happened, watching the Bundesliga's made me realise that we have missed football, even if it's Bundesliga or anything like that, mate.
I think it's taught us it's definitely taught me a valuable lesson that there is life outside the Premier League.
Yeah.
There's plenty of good football to cover. We will be announcing our latest plans for next year's podcasts it'll probably be at some point during the summer.
Yes.
Or in the pre-season break.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll stick on the brand new Facebook page, TheRS Weekly.
Yeah, we're going to announce everything on there.
I'll leave that down in the description below.
Yeah,
we'll let everyone know about that.
Yeah, we've got some big plans coming. Things that we feel need to happen next season for the podcast to continue running as smooth as what it does. So yeah, we've got some good plans coming up, but we just need to kind of cement things and kind of get things in place and give the listeners what they want, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is plenty of sport.
Yeah, plenty of sport and plenty of content.
Yep. Massive thank you again to our sponsor, sixmedia.co.uk. Gareth Morgan's doing some fantastic work over there, working with some big brands around the local area, particularly North Links. If you'd like a description to his website, it'll be if you'd like a link, it'll be in the description below. Have you got anything else to add, Sam?
No, just once again, thank you very much for everyone that's liked the Facebook page. We're now over 100 likes.
Yep.
We are.
Smashing
So
it.
thank you very much for everyone that's listened to that and liked it. But no, that's it, mate. It is.
Yeah, we go into the off season, if you like.
Yeah.
We're going to the off season. Going to have a little bit of time to refresh and
Start again.
Yeah, start again. Come back stronger with bigger and better content.
Yeah.
So from me, Reese,
And me, Sam.
it's Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.